Hey, what's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you're here for your free picks for the Champions League on Tuesday. That's September 19th, guys. The Champions League is finally back. We have 8 games on Tuesday, 8 games on Wednesday, and then, of course, we have the Europa League games on Thursday as well. Stay tuned for more free picks, of course, coming up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel because we have 14 games in the MLS on Wednesday as well. So it's going to be another busy day and I think we have a lot of winners in this free picks and in the premium picks as well, which you can get by clicking the link in the description and sign up to one of those passes, whether you want a daily pass, 3-day pass, or even a 7-day pass, which will get you covered all the way through the Champions League into the next weekend of the European club soccer as well. Uh, like I said, guys, we have 8 games in the schedule here, and let's get this show on the road. The first one we have is between Feyenoord and Celtic. Now, as good as Celtic has been, and as good as Celtic is in that Scottish Premiership, I think that. Feyenoord is a lot better right now. They have been quite effective. They have scored 17 goals in their last 3 games, 19 goals in their last 4 games. Uh, the good thing, I guess, for Celtic is that Feyenoord has conceded at least a goal in each of those games, and I think this is going to be a very, very competitive match with a lot of chances and a lot of goals on both sides. Instead of choosing the sides, even though I'm leaning towards Feyenoord because I think that they are the most consistent and probably the best team in the Netherlands at the moment, I'm gonna go with the safer bet. I'm gonna take over 2.5, which is minus 152. I'm just being a little bit more careful since this is the round one, and we have to see how teams will perform in the Champions League. But I definitely expect goals in this one, and I think we're gonna see quite of a good game. Lazio will be hosting Atletico Madrid in the next matchup, and you know what? Lazio is coming off a loss against Juventus 3-1 on the road, but Atletico Madrid suffered a loss against Valencia 3-0 as well, and I think that they will definitely both like to bounce back, but I'm leaning towards Atletico Madrid to be honest because Lazio has won only one of their last 6 games, while Atletico Madrid. They have been dominant in this matchup, even though the last game they played against Lazio was back in 2012. And overall, I think that Atletico Madrid is the better team, despite a few injuries that they have. I think that they will be without Depay, they will be without a few other players as well. But even without those players, I think that Atletico Madrid has more quality and more depth on the bench. With Lazio being the home team here and this being the Champions League, I expect them to step up a little bit and shake that loss against Juventus. But I'm not sure they can get a win. However, I do think they can get on the scoreboard. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score in this match, and it's minus 129. Next two guys, we have that group of that with Milan, Newcastle, PSG, and Dortmund. And Milan and Newcastle are facing off in the next matchup. As we can see, the books are kind of considering them pretty evenly matched right now. Neither team is the favorite, and honestly, if I had to choose a side, I would give it a shot with the Newcastle because Milan is coming off of a ass whooping against Inter, which they lost 5-1. It was quite a shocking loss for them, but they have to try to shake it off and they have to try to get a positive result out of this game against Newcastle, who snapped their 3 game losing streak against Brentford. They have won that game 1-0 and they actually had a decent performance, especially in the second half. Uh, I think that both teams are a bit sloppy on that defensive end still, and for that reason, I think we're gonna see goals on both sides. So instead of choosing the sides, guys, I'm gonna go with both teams to score an over 2.5. Plus 105. I like the price. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be highly competitive. And it's going to be a real treat for us to kick off the Champions League. PSG and Borussia Dortmund is the next matchup we have to talk about, guys. And PSG is a slight favorite at minus 134. I don't think they actually should be this big of a favorites because Borussia Dortmund is on a huge streak. They haven't lost any of their last 19 games. They haven't lost any of their last 10 games on the road. and they're coming off of a nice 4-2 win against Freiburg. As far as PSG goes, their defense is still not set. They're conceding goals left and right. They are very inconsistent, and they're coming off of a 3-2 loss against Nice, a game which they lost at home. Now, we'll see if that will have an impact on them and their performance in this game. But we have seen the draws in this matchup. We have seen the home team winning. We have never seen the away team winning this matchup. Now, I'm not saying Borussia Dortmund is going to get a win here, but I think that they're definitely more than good enough right now in a great goal scoring form to get on the scoreboard. So, once again, I'm going to go with both teams to score in over 2.5 goals, and that is minus 139 right now. Manchester City is facing Crvena Zvezda from Serbia as the biggest favorite of the day at minus 1800 right now. So the price has kind of dropped a little bit, but still, huge favorites. City also hasn't lost any of their last 22 home games. They have won the Champions League last season. They are coming off of a 3-1 win against West Ham in the EPL. Holland has scored a goal. He played well. And once again, they are playing against, let's call them a weaker team, and that's usually Holland's bread and butter. I think that he will have an outstanding game. He's going to score a couple of goals, in my opinion, and I think City will get a win. However, when we have such a big favorites, a lot of stuff can happen, and their opponents tend to step up their games a little bit and put a little bit more effort in that defense. But I mean, City has won their last 19 home games in a row. Like I said, they haven't lost any of their last 22 home games. They are now on a 6 game winning streak. They are scoring a lot of goals. And for that reason, I actually decided to go with Manchester City team total over 1.5 goals in the first half. And that's minus 114. Goals are expected, as we can see. It's expected for City to win. I think they will win. But I'm gonna go with the first half goals because that seems to be the only thing where we can find some value. So, Manchester City team total goals in the first half over 1.5 at minus 114. Barcelona is hosting Royal Antwerp in the next matchup in the Champions League, and they're actually pretty heavy favorites. They should be the favorites, maybe not as big favorites as they are because Antwerp is a very solid team, and they have been scoring quite a lot of goals. This is their fourth game in a row that they are playing on the road, and I know that the Champions League is a different beast than the Belgian Pro League is, but I think that Royal Antwerp has enough quality to compete for that second or maybe even third place if they want to stay in Europe after the group stage. Barcelona, we know that they're coming off of a nice win against Betis 5-0 at home. Their offense finally clicked. They created a bunch of chances, scored 5 goals, got a nice win, and they are now on a 4 game winning streak. They haven't lost any of their last 7 games. And of course, I'm leaning toward Barcelona up, obviously, but then again, we have to add goals to get some value out of this game as well. So I'm gonna go with Barcelona to win and over 3.5 goals, which is plus 115. I'm kind of counting on Royal Antwerp to score at least a goal here. But then again, even if they don't, I think that Barcelona can get us over 3.5 line on their own, especially in their current form. For our next matchup and the last game of this video, guys, we have Shakhtar playing against Porto. And even though Shakhtar is probably the best team in Ukraine and they haven't lost any of their last 5 games, they are on a nice 3 game winning streak right now. They haven't lost any of their last 14 home games, even though this is being played at a neutral venue where Shakhtar is playing their games right now. I think that Porto is the better team here. I think that they're playing in a stronger competition in the Portuguese Primeira Liga, and overall, I think that they are performing better right now. Even though they have conceded at least a goal in each of their last, in 4 of their last 5 games, they're coming off of a clean sheet and a nice win 1-0 on the road. In this one, I'm going to take Porto team total over 1.5 goals, which is minus 150. Like I said, I think they are the better team here, and I think they will start the season, the Champions League season, that is, with a nice win against, I would say, their direct opponent for that second or third place in this group. So, Porto team total over 1.5 goals at minus 150. That's it, everyone. Thank you for joining me here. These were your free picks for the Champions League on Tuesday. Like I said, we have 8 games on Tuesday, 8 games on Wednesday. It's gonna be an exciting day. I'll definitely tune in for some of these games, and I think it's gonna be an excellent day in pretty much all of these games. That's it, guys. Good luck with your bets. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.